Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle and this is a word of caution regarding watching pick a card love readings. So while there is nothing inherently wrong with wanting to know where you stand with the love interest on your mind, the reason why you're wanting to know where you stand with them matters greatly, as it can greatly impact your mental and emotional well-being. So a very good question to ask yourself when it comes to why you're watching pick a card love readings is, am I simply curious or am I actually clinging? Holding on to hope isn't always a good thing, especially if it's keeping you stuck in limerence or in codependence. The last thing I want to do is to enable limerence and codependence with the content that I create. I want to help you create a life in which you're truly thriving, not keep you stuck in survival mode. And I know how it all works because I've been there. So this is where grace, knowledge, understanding, and compassion come in. It's okay if the only way you're able to self-soothe in this moment is by way of participating in coping mechanisms, distractions, and the like. As long as you're also doing yourself a favor by learning how to heal the wounding that has been fueling any limerence and or codependent patterns that you might have. My promise to you is that as you heal the wounding, your dependency on your SP, which means specific person, aka the person on your mind, or your ex, will begin to dissolve naturally, to the point where you're not even curious about what they're thinking and how they're feeling about you anymore. I know this to be true from personal experience. When you're ready to start healing the wounding, I have some amazing resources to get you going. My personal recommendation is to start with 2 videos, how to stop manifesting separation, and then the other one is called Releasing the Wants. Both videos will be linked in the description box below. My heart is always with you guys, and with that I bid you more happy viewing. Love, Michelle. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Michelle. We're doing another pick a card love reading. We are tapping in and finding out. We're channeling your person's honest, true thoughts and feelings towards you in the connection at this time. So just keep that in mind. Pile 1, it's a general reading. It's collective, okay? So anything that resonates, take it, run with it. Do whatever you want with it. If something's not resonating, just drop it, leave it behind for the people that it's resonating for. Okay, you guys? I do have, sorry. Ooh, something might be going on with your person's throat chakra. There might be something going on with communication. I'm definitely feeling like there's a hiccup in communication here. Okay, we'll get into it here in a minute. But yeah, I do have personal readings available if you would like for me to tap exclusively into the energy of you and your person's connection. All the booking details are in the description box below. Messages are already channeling through pile 1. Bear with me. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I have a lot of readings available in the specific person category. Many of them are just $25. Someone here has a lot to say, okay? Someone has a lot to say. I'm also being guided real quick to anoint myself in some Florida water and oh shit, and maybe reset some energies here. I'm not picking up bad vibes, but I feel like I'm needing to ground my energy a little bit more because you or your person, one of y'all is like just chomping at the bit here. Oh my god. Okay. Ooh, pile 1. Let's see what's going on with this connection, because oh my goodness. All right. All right, so let's see. The cards representing your person's overall energy and mood towards you in the connection, pile 1. At this time, we have the Emperor. Holy shit. We got the Emperor, the King of Pentacles, and the 7 of Pentacles. This is some serious energy, you guys. Not in a bad way, okay? The energy that your person is in towards you, pile 1, and towards this connection, they are taking it very seriously. They might be hanging back at the moment, you know, maybe possibly wanting to reassess things, look at things, trying to figure out maybe what the next best move is going to be. Okay, this is somebody that is very responsible with their energy. I'm telling you, this person, pile one, takes you in this connection very seriously. What's going on? Let's see. The Seven of Pentacles. Why am I picking up on a hiccup in energy here? Hold on, you guys. I'm picking up on a very subtle underlying energy. Let me find out what that is. Pile one's person. What's going on here? Okay. Okay. A couple of things. Your person's in it for the long haul. Okay. There may have been some, you know, there may have already been some things in this connection that may leave you both feeling a little bit battle weary when it comes to either this connection and or just love in general, okay? But your person is letting you know they're in this for the long haul. Regardless of maybe what has gone down in their past and or in your guys' past together, they're not giving up, okay? The Nine of Wands in the upright position, that's resilience, that's perseverance, that's not giving up, that's, you know, resting up, you know, just in case another battle needs to be fought. But your person could be feeling very tired. They could be feeling very, they're saying they're tired, but they're also feeling very restless. That's not what I was going to say, but that was the word that was wanting to come out. I don't even remember what I meant to say, but that's what it is, okay? So I don't know if something may have happened between the two of you. If somebody, boundaries, that's what the Nine of Wands can also talk about, boundaries, okay? There's multiple messages coming through around this Nine of Wands. For some of you, if you and your person are not talking, okay, if there has been some kind of a disrupt in this connection and in communication for this group, your person is hanging back, trying and wanting to figure out what the best step forward. The Seven of Pentacles in the upright position, that's not throwing things away, right? That's a pause with the intention of, okay, has what I've been doing up until this point been yielding good results, right? And if not, then it's like, okay, what's the next best step, right? So in other words, it's like if somebody, like as you can see, like in the Seven of Pentacles and even in the traditional tarot, it's somebody that is kind of paused looking at the harvest that has already come up, right? And so the whole point of that is to be like, okay, do I continue doing what I'm doing? Or do I, you know, adjust things a little bit to try to see, you know, what's going to yield the best outcome? That kind of feels like where your person is at. And the fact that we do have like the Nine of Wands in the upright position coming up, this is your person. I definitely don't feel like they're giving up on this connection. Okay, they're in both the Emperor and the King of Pentacles energy towards you and towards this connection, pile one. Okay, and just so you know, the Emperor and the King of Pentacles, that's husband. Okay, that's husband vibes. That's, you know, I mean, regardless of what your gender role is or what you identify with, this is somebody that's in that provider stance when it comes to you and to this connection, okay? Definitely in that divine masculine energy when it comes to you, wanting to provide for you, wanting to protect you, wanting to support you, wanting to be a safe space for you, you know, wanting to take the lead, but being a safe enough space so that they will lead you in, you know, nourishing waters, the best kind of, you know, nourishing soils and stuff like that. This is somebody that you can trust to actually lead you in this connection. Okay, I actually do love in this energy that the Seven of Pentacles is here. Your person is being very careful with the moves that they make when it comes to you into this. I'm telling you, they take you guys very seriously. They want to do right by you, okay? Let's see. Let's move on to see what their actual thoughts and feelings are towards you. This is some really good energies. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, we'll move these over here. Okay, Pinky. Pile one's person, what is your honest, true thoughts and feelings towards pile one, please? Oh, and you guys were also drawn to the Malachite stone, which is also very much grounding, very grounding, okay? Heart-centered, healing, you know. So, I mean, for those of you where maybe your connection with your person's not in the best place right now, this definitely is an energy, healing energy, corrective energy. That's masculine energy as well, right? What's the next step to take? Do I need to correct things? Do I need to adjust behaviors? What do I need to do, right? Yes, all right. Pile one's person. Let's tell pile one your honest, true thoughts and feelings towards them and the connection at the time. This time. Your honest, true thoughts and feelings towards pile one. Oh, yeah. We have the Emperor with Aries energy showing up, and then with all this Pentacle energy, that's Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. There could be a fire-air or fire-earth dynamic going on. You are my future. I'm telling ya. I'm telling you. Your person is looking at you and this connection with an eye towards the future, pile one. There we go. Look, it says I'm a safe space. Oh, this says I'm not a safe space for you. Uh-oh. Okay, that might be what they're doing with the Seven of Pentacles, okay? This feels like them maybe acknowledging and owning up to maybe prior to, you know, the energy that they're in now, how they haven't taken this connection seriously to a point where they haven't been a safe space for you. So I feel like in that Seven of Pentacles energy, I feel like that's what they're working on right now, okay? Seven of Pentacles energy, that's like I said, it's taken a minute, that's pausing, reflecting, and then readjusting. But of course, we're going to look into everything, okay? Pile one's person, your true honest thoughts towards pile one at this point in time. That's why they're not, if your person's kind of hanging back, not really messaging you, not really talking to you, if you guys broke up or separated and they're not like, you know, as far as you can tell, like, you know, chomping at the bit to get you back, I'm telling you, their energy is very oriented and geared towards you, okay? If there's even reconciliation being being sensed here for those of you where you are separated from your person. They're telling me, pile one, when they do come back, for those of you where you are separated, it's like expect a whole new different person and a whole new different dynamic, all right? Where they may not have felt and shown up as not being a safe space, they're working things out so that they can be, okay? Pile one's person, your true honest thoughts and feelings towards pile one at this time. Ooh, okay. Give me three more. Your person is being very open, and their energy anyway is being very open and transparent and responsible and accountable, okay? Let me get three more and then we'll get into it. There's also some energies of like, yeah, your person feeling like, there we go, yeah, okay. I'll just stop talking. Let me get these out. Let me get these out. Let's get one more. Pile one's person, your true thoughts and feelings towards pile one. I'm hearing an apology coming through, okay? There's an apology coming through. They do want to apologize, you know, if they hurt you. Let's see. Okay, so out on the board we have you are my future. Okay, that's how they want to, that's how they're opening the reading, right? And then the rest of this kind of feels like you're my future, pile one, but right? And I feel like they're serious about this. They're serious. They're not making excuses. None of this feels like they're making excuses. This is them giving you an idea of where they're at currently, okay? So we have you are my future. We also have I'm not a safe space for you. I'm not over my ex / the third party. We have healing from heartbreak. I'm telling you the truth and keeping my options open, okay? So let's see. Let's look at I'm not over my ex / the third party. Yeah, for those of you with that 9 of Wands in the upright position that showed up earlier, your person has definitely encountered some heartbreak, okay, in their past. And I'm going to see, it may not so much be that they're not over the actual person. It could be that they're not over what that person did to them. And, you know, they're still dealing with, you know, an open wound that might be causing trust issues and or, okay, abandonment issues. And that's something that, yeah. Oh, wow. We've had the Queen of Wands in the reverse show up with the King of Wands in the reverse at the back of the deck, and then we have the Hermit in the reverse showing up. And so this is kind of your person giving you kind of a heads up of what's been happening in the background, okay? They were dealing with somebody that was basically a mirror, okay? That this third party or the ex could have been a karmic, and it was serving to kind of show your person aspects of themselves that maybe for the purposes of shadow work, okay? Pile one's person, I'm not over my ex, the third party. Tell me more about that. Okay, yeah. I feel, okay, tell me more about the 7 of Wands in the reverse. Hold on. They're working on it. Yeah, they're working on it. Your person is, okay, so they're kind of, what they're not really over, it feels like maybe something that they may have done wrong. The ways that they messed it up when it comes to that ex or the third party. There is a message for some of you too. This person may actually still be in your person's life, okay? That's going to make sense for those of you where like maybe that ex they have kids with. That did come through though, regardless of whether they have kids or not. For some of you, your person is still staying in touch with that ex for some reason. And then we got the Emperor in the reverse. Oh, wow. Okay, so this feels like it's not so much, it doesn't feel like your person is still tied to the person. It feels like they're tied to the experience, what happened, what they did wrong. Yeah, this feels like your person maybe, I'm hearing partially, I was going to say possibly, but they're saying partially. They're partially blaming themselves, which, you know, regardless of what happens, you know, there's two energies at play in every single relationship dynamic. And so what your person is saying is they are, you know, they had a role to play in what happened between them and the ex, and they're taking responsibility for their part, okay? With the 7 of Wands showing up in the reverse here, that's giving me the sense that it's not, your person doesn't have a guard up against the person. So that they may have forgiven the person for what was done, especially if they're still kind of friendly with that person now, like if they've managed to remain friends with that person. What they haven't gotten over was what was done between them, okay? Your person was not showing up as the Emperor in the upright position for, I mean, look at this. I want to show you guys this contrast, okay? This is how they were showing up for the ex. They were showing up for the ex or the third party as an Emperor in the reverse and the King of Wands in the reverse, versus how they're showing up for you and for this connection. Okay, yeah, it's not that they're not over the ex. That's not where they're hung up. They're not hung up on the person. They're hung up on when I'm hearing what your person did wrong, how they fumbled that connection. Okay, and so yeah, okay, just so you guys know that it's not, yeah, they're not hung up on the ex or the third party. They're actually hung up on how they messed up that connection and the things that they feel like they could have done better. Okay, so we also have, let's see, healing from heartbreak. Is there anything that wants to come out regarding that healing from heartbreak? I actually love that that's here, and it is showing up in their energy too. Because they went from being an Emperor in the reverse and a King of Wands in the reverse towards the ex or the third party now, and then they're going through some kind of a healing thing, right? It hasn't been perfect. In fact, I think the Hermit showed up in the reverse when we were talking about your person and their ex and the energy that connection was in. They're saying that they were in that energy and they hadn't healed yet. That was before they went through the healing phase, the Hermit phase and stuff. And there's actually been some transmutation of energies. So they have actually been healing from heartbreak to the point of now where they're in this energy now towards you. The Emperor in the upright, the King of Pentacles in the upright, and the Seven of Pentacles in a very stable, solid energy. This is energy here, you know, that's of somebody who keeps their promises, who wouldn't even make a promise unless they know they're going to follow through. This is a person of their word. This is somebody that, you know, if they tell you they're going to do something, you could, what do they call that? You could bank on it. Okay. Wow. Yeah, they're saying they've done a complete 180. Let's see. Healing from heartbreak. Is there anything? Oh, it's been slow going. It's taken some time. Okay. But there is progress happening. What's going on with the Eight of Wands here? Why is the Eight of Wands in the reverse? Tell me more about the Eight of Wands in the reverse. They do kind of overthink things a little bit. They get in their own head, you know. They are on the healing journey, and sometimes, you know, they can encounter obstacles that can get in their way, okay? So, I mean, you know, the healing journey for them it's not perfect, and when is it ever? They're working on it though, right? They still have doubts, and they still have times when they second guess themselves. They become a little bit too detached, emotionally numb, right? Stuff like that. And that's part of what they're trying to heal too, is this King of Swords in the reverse dynamic in their energy, your person's energy, pile 1. Okay, that is, yeah. Okay, tell me more about I'm telling you the truth. Okay, they got a lot going on. A lot. Okay, they got a lot on their plate. You know, if they're telling you that they're working hard, they're working overtime, they're telling the truth about that. They're not just, you know, your person could be really, really busy right now, like exceptionally busy. You know, again, that Nine of Wands in the upright came through earlier. That can talk about exhaustion, okay? Your person literally could just be very exhausted, working too much, working overtime, I'm hearing. For some of them, let me see. To be honest, that might be, this Ten of Wands could be your person just kind of in escape mode. It doesn't feel like Yeah, that feels like escapism with the Two of Wands in the reverse, clarifying the Ten of Wands. Yeah, oh, yeah, and then we got the Nine of Swords showing up at the back of the deck. Ooh. Okay, so yes, they are very much keeping themselves busy. They got a lot going on in the physical world, but there's also a lot going on in their mind. They may actually be dealing with insomnia. Why is this Nine of Swords at the bottom of the deck? Tell me more about that. It's kind of in the background. Anxiety, worry. What are you so worried about? I just heard them say everything. Okay, wow. The Hierophant in the reverse. Your person may not feel like they're marriage material right this second, but I feel like they're working towards that. Or they want to work towards that. What's a Hierophant in the reverse? Ooh, the Queen of Wands in the upright position. They don't feel like they're quite good enough for you, pile one. And that's probably part of what they're needing to work on. They don't feel like they're marriage material quite yet, but a lot of that feels like it is tied to, or they're using like they're out like I don't make enough money, because they want to be. They're in the energy of wanting to provide for you, right? The Emperor and the King of Pentacles combined is giving energies of somebody that wants to take you out, wants to pay for everything, okay, wants to provide for everything. This is the kind of person that's like, you know, pile one, if you want to work, that's cool. You know, maybe save the money and, you know, set it aside and maybe use it for vacations, or, you know, say, you know, use your money for what you want to use your money for. You know, I got this, right? That's just the vibe that they're wanting to be in. That's the vibe they are already in, you know, when it comes to you and towards this connection. This is how it's like they want to spoil you, right? They want to pamper you, all that good stuff. But they don't feel like they're currently in the space to actually do that. Oh yeah, and then we got the Ace of Pentacles showing up at the back of the deck. Oh wow. They might just now be starting like a whole new business venture or something, or looking for some kind of an opportunity that can lead to, you know, the kind of lifestyle that they want to provide for you. Okay. Let's see, keeping my options open. Keeping my options open. It almost feels like a not really, because we have this Hanged Man suspending that. Why is this here? Why are you wanting to talk to pile one about this energy of keeping my options open? That may have been the energy they've always been in, and that almost feels like it's a self-preservation thing. Your person, yeah, because prior, right, and this is showing up underneath the I'm not over my ex / the third party. Your person has had a very difficult time. I'm picking up a lot of wishy-washy in their energy, right? Very, very, I'm hearing fidgety. Fidgety, fickle, fight or flight, right? A lot of push and pull. That's the energy that they have been. They've been very much kind of like wishy-washy, wavering, having a hard time. There's Libra energy coming through. Not that, you know, evolved Libras don't really have a hard time choosing, but Libras are notorious for, you know, not being very indecisive. There we go. Okay. And that's been your person's energy. And so, but with the Hanged Man here, it's almost like they're not in that energy right now. This almost feels like they're explaining where they've come from, why they've been that way, right? This may have been something too that may have been a sticking point in their past connections with others that I don't feel like they're going to be in with you, because the Emperor and the King of Pentacles energy and the Seven of Pentacles energy, that's not the same energy as somebody that keeps their options open when it comes to a romantic partner, right? This also might be talking about, oh, look at the King of Cups at the back of the deck. Oh, your person's in love. Okay, whatever this, let's find out what that energy is, because that's actually coming from a space of love when it comes from your person. What's keeping my options open? Why is that here? This feels tied to business, okay? Because we have the Ten of Wands showing up now. It's showing up in the reverse position. Yeah, okay. So your person right now, yes, they are in this energy towards you. The Emperor, the King of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, that's the energy they're in towards you and towards this connection. This is kind of like goal. This is goal energy, right? Hashtag goals. And in the present moment, there's a contrast to their energy where they're anchored at when it comes to you and to this connection versus just where they're at in life overall, okay? And so their thoughts and feelings is that they feel that just overall their life is so hectic, or maybe even, I mean, you know, the fact that this was showing up in the upright position for I'm telling you the truth, this almost feels like your person does have a handle, okay? They're dealing with a lot, but they got, you know, they got a handle on it, okay? It's a lot, but they got a handle on it. And then with the Ten of Wands clarifying, keeping my options open, they're trying to find maybe some job opportunities or career opportunities or just money-making opportunities that can take some of those responsibilities just off their plate, right? Or, you know, figuring out ways where those responsibilities can be taken care of, but in ways that don't require so much of their time, resources, and effort, right? Your person feels like a lot of their energy is going into trying to keep their head above water financially for many of you. And if you know your person is like well off financially, it could be, you know, yeah, they might have nice stuff and a lot of money and stuff like that, but their workload in order to maintain that just seems like it's a lot, right? Like they're having to work a lot to the point where they just don't have a lot of money. Not money, but for some of them, yeah. They may work a lot and still not have a lot of money left over. Your person, regardless of how much money they're making, could still be living paycheck to paycheck. I know people like that. You know, they make multiple six figures a year, and because they don't manage their money very well, they live paycheck to paycheck, okay? So, I mean, that could be part of a lot of what's going on with your person right now. They are assessing where they're at. They're looking at things and they're saying, you know, where they're at right now is just, it's not the best. And that could be why they're saying they're not a safe space for you, because they have so many outside responsibility pulling and tugging at their resources and their energy and all that stuff, that they don't have a lot left over to give to what they consider to be an empress, right? A Queen of Pentacles energy, their counterpart. And they're looking at you as somebody who deserves to be lavished, okay? Who deserves to be pampered, who deserves to be taken care of and supported and all that great stuff. And they're like, I'm not in right. And they want to do that, right? They're in that energy towards you right now. But they're like, right now where I'm at, I actually don't have the ability to do that. You see, it's like they want to, but what they have the ability to do, what they want versus what they can do right now are two different things. Let's find out what's going on with I can't do this anymore. And then we will wrap up your reading. I can't do this anymore. It's at the bottom of the deck. What is that? The Page of Swords in the reverse. Okay. That's why, yeah, your person is actually, if the two of you have not been talking, they are actually missing you, okay? There's a lot they want to say. They're kind of chomping at the bit for reconciliation here, but what I'm feeling like your person is doing, pile one, is they don't want to reconnect with you until they have something tangible and solid to actually offer you, okay? Until they, you see what I'm saying? Like they're wanting to be respectful of your time and your energy, and they also want to show you, they want to give you something. I'm seeing that the Ace of Pentacles again. They want to give you something tangible, right? Offer you something tangible. The Page of Swords in the reverse, the reason why this was making me laugh, because, you know, this clarifying, I can't do this anymore. This is your person saying, I'm done. Like, like there, maybe if you guys aren't talking, this is your person possibly up until this point having been keeping tabs on you, or maybe even staying connected to you energetically by way of, like, you know, checking up on your social media. If you have social media, asking other people about you, keeping tabs on you somehow. Even if, you know, this is online activity, and what they're saying is they don't want to do that anymore. They don't, you know, they would rather get updates on you and your life, on you and what you got going on in your life by you, by messaging you, by asking you, by having that conversation directly with you. Okay. Beautiful energy. And then we got the King of Wands showing up at the upright position. You guys, they're in such a good energy when it comes to you. Whoever they were in the past, okay, whatever kind of a romantic partner that they had been in the past, that's not who they are anymore. Okay. Their 3D world, their physical material world is just having a little bit of lagging issue in terms of where they're at financially. Okay. Pile one, that was your reading. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again today. If this resonated, do me a favor, take a moment. If you would, smash the like button for me. It is a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. Comment below. Let me know that you picked this pile. Let me know how it resonated. It's been a beautiful reading for you guys. So definitely claim it if this is, you know, if you're wanting this to manifest, right, in terms of like your person getting their ish together, right? Clearing off their plate so they can make room in their life for you, right? Claim that, because it's already in the making. I can tell you that right now. Okay. Yeah, and then become part of the family by hitting that subscribe button. Don't forget about the notification bell so you don't miss a reading or an announcement. I will see you guys at your next pick a card. Love reading by pile one. My beautiful pile twos. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle. If you're new here, we're doing another pick a card love reading. We are channeling your person's honest, true thoughts and feelings towards you and towards a connection at this point in time. All right, you guys, so just keep in mind it's a general reading. Whatever resonates, run with it, claim it, do whatever you want with it. If something isn't resonating, just drop it, leave it behind for whomever this reading, for whomever this message resonates for, just right, okay? Ooh, man, okay, tapping into energies already. That's what happened in pile one, too. This is different, though. The energy's coming through for this one is different than pile twos, or ones. Anyway, distraction. There's some distractions here. I don't know if that's you or your person, but we're going to get into it, okay? Just keep in mind, yeah, so it's a general reading. I do have personal readings available if you would like for me to tap exclusively into the energy of you and your person's connection. There's a lot of readings available in the specific person category, you guys, so just, you know, many of them are $25. See which ones most fit your guys' wants, desires, and needs. All right, so let's find out what's going on here. You guys were drawn to the Sunset Sodalite, which is actually a really beautiful blend of like logic and passion, right? Sometimes for people that don't know how to harness energies, passion can take somebody, well, it's not a bad thing. Taking somebody, you know, passion taking someone out of their mind, especially if their mind is not the best place to be, passion can actually work wonders. But, you know, passion can also stir up an already restless mind. So, but sunset sodalite is a beautiful blend of both, but we're going to see what's going on here. Okay. Their overall energy towards you and towards the connection. We got the Four of Pentacles, the Five of Swords, and then the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. This feels like an offer that was recently taken off the table. If there was never an offer on the table, it feels like that's what your person is holding this Ace of Pentacles energy hostage. And I'm going to be very blunt and clear with the messages that are coming through. They're being a dick about it, okay? With the Five of Swords energy here. Your person, you know, they're not even dangling the stick, right? You know how they talk about dangling the carrot on the stick? They're not even, they're holding this energy. This Ace of Pentacles energy in the upright position, that's beautiful energy, right? That's getting something off the ground finally, but they're not, they're holding that hostage. Whew, okay, I don't know. They're stubborn. I don't know if they're, I mean, the Five of Swords could be some, you know, that's coming through as them feeling very angry about something, okay? Let's find out what's going on here. They're definitely not in any space right now to want to offer anything. They're not receptive towards you and towards this connection at all. Right now, anyway, right? I do these readings weekly because, you know, things can shift. Your person could just be like in a funk, you know, towards you and towards the connection. So if you have been watching, you know, pick a card readings and your person, some of the readings have talked about, or maybe they can go back and forth. That's always the way that I see it. Unless this kind of energy towards you is showing up consistently, right, then this is just where your person is at. For those of you where maybe you've been having, I don't know why I'm feeling guided to tell you guys this, but if you have been having readings done and they have been, for the most part, you know, better energies, right? More constructive energies. And then every now and again, you'll get a reading like this where it's just like, yeah, they're kind of in a funk. That's what I'm picking up on. Your person's in a funk, right? And it's affecting the way that they're just looking and thinking about everything. So let's find out. Pile 2's person. They're saying they're being very selfish and self-centered right now. I'm also hearing they're going to get over it though. All right, let's find out. Pile 2's person, your honest, true thoughts and feelings towards pile 2. I don't worry about the possibility of losing you. Let's get more. I'm picking up on a very indignant energy, and I can't even, what does that word even mean? I mean, I kind of know, but when it comes out in channeling, it's like, okay, what? Indignant definition. Hold on. Yeah, okay. Passionately irate. Okay, passionate irate, feeling wrath is when a person is exasperated by unworthy or unjust treatment. They may legitimately be mad about something when it comes to you in this connection. Yeah, that's what's coming through is, you know, they're being very indignant towards you and towards the connection at this point in time. Let's get 5 more, please. Your honest, true thoughts and feelings towards pile 2. Y'all may be triggering each other a lot. Let's get 2 more. Yeah, I knew it. They're just in a funk. Okay. All right. All right, they go back and forth, you guys. All right, they go back and forth. Main energies that are coming out on the board, main messages, main thoughts and feelings, right? So we have, I don't worry about the possibility of losing you. We also have wound mates. We have, you're the best thing that's ever happened to me. Their thoughts and feelings towards you also is, I'm serious about you and I'm serious about us. All right. They do honestly love you. It says so right here. It says, I do honestly love you, pile 2. But here we go. They close the reading of the main energies with, but you stress me the fuck out. That's what you stress them out. You guys may argue. There's definitely a lot of passion going. Okay, so you guys may match each other's energy and passion and in logic and in intellect. So the two of you could spar, right? You guys, like, in better energies, when you guys are better towards each other, right? You guys may have some awesome, like, banter back and forth. It's like you can definitely hold your own with each other, right? That's why I feel like we have that you guys were drawn to Sunset Sodalite here, because you guys mirror and match each other when it comes to passion and intimacy and also in intellect, right? And so, I don't know. I feel like maybe you did or said something that may have upset your person, or again, it could just be they're in a funk for some reason, but they are coming through and saying you pile 2, you stress them out, okay? And so that might be why they're kind of in this withholding energy, holding back this Ace of Pentacles from taking root in your guys' connection. Like I said, the message that's coming through is they're holding that Ace of Pentacles energy hostage. They're not offering it to you. Okay, they're withholding that from you, at least at this point in time. Tell me more about, I don't worry about the possibility of losing you. And then at the back of the deck, oh, did we? Yeah, at the back of the deck, which is not the strongest of energies, it says it's just a game to me. Now, the fact that we have, I'm serious about you and about us, and then it's just a game to me showing up at the back of the deck, this feels like it's energy that's weakening. It's on its way out. Okay? This may have been how they've been towards you, and this may have been what they thought and how they felt about you in this connection in the past. But now that this is showing up at the back of the deck, which is never the strongest of energies, and what we actually have coming out is, I'm serious about you and I'm serious about us, this is starting to take over in your person's energy towards you and towards the connection. I'm serious about you and us, right? So this is pushing the it's just a game to me energy out. And it could also just be that when your person is in a funk, right? When you are stressing them the F out, that's when they might be more in this energy of it's just a game to me. So what else is coming out here too is your person is coming out of the funk, right? They're starting to come out of it. Yeah, they're still kind of in it to where it's like right now they don't want nothing to do with you. For a lot of you, you know, don't talk to me, don't call me pile 2, just leave me alone, right? And when they've gotten over that funk, they'll be more receptive towards you. Right now, pile 2, your person is not the best place. Your person is not the best person to be around right now. So if they're not talking to you, they're like, it's better that way, because there could be a lot of things said, you know, that just, you know what I mean? It's like they're not wanting to say something that they could end up regretting later. It's that kind of an energy. And so, let's see. Tell me more about, I don't worry about the possibility of losing you, pile 2's person. They don't think you're going anywhere. Yeah. They know you ain't going nowhere. They know this connection's not going anywhere, okay? This is also with the 9 of Wands clarifying, I don't worry about the possibility of losing you. It's because they don't think the connection's going anywhere, but in a good way, right? They're saying, I'll fight. They're saying, I'm not losing this battle. I'm not losing. That's why it's not coming from a space of your person being like, I don't care about pile 2. I don't care, right? It's not that energy. What they're saying is, I don't worry about the possibility of losing you because I'm a I'm a good fighter in terms of like, I'm not losing this battle. I'm not losing pile 2, right? It's not coming from a space of just being flippant and not caring and pile 2 don't matter. It's not that kind of an energy. It's like me and pile 2, we're not going anywhere. This connection isn't going anywhere. This connection is here to stay because that's the way I want it. I'm going to fight so that it doesn't end, so that I don't lose pile 2, so that I don't lose the connection. I hope that makes sense, okay? They're in it for the long haul with the 9 of Wands in the upright position. You guys are just going through like for some of you, it could be a really bad funk, right? But, you know, for those, look, yeah, with the Hierophant at the bottom of the deck too, this connection is here to stay. That's how your person feels about it anyway. Tell me about wound mates. Tell me more about wound mates. Ooh, man. Yeah, you guys mirror each other a lot. You guys match energies a lot, but not in the best ways, at least up until this point. You guys trigger each other a lot. There could be some really bad arguments that go on between the two of you. A lot of cutting remarks, hitting below the belt. A lot of energy going into not knowing what the hell is going on, honestly, with the Knight of Swords coming out with the 2 of Wands in the reverse. That's like so much energy going into just keeping things confusing between the two of you. Yeah, the connection itself is in quite a funk. You got 2 people in this connection that seem to care and love each other very much, but neither one of you, it feels like, because, you know, and I'm not throwing you under the bus, but I'm not going to throw your person under the bus either. Again, I'm not picking up energies here where somebody crossed a line that was so bad that it can't be like worked out. Now, that's a general energy for those of you where you're like, oh, they cheated on me and they did this. Obviously, okay, that part was not for you, okay? There's just a general energy here of 2 people who love each other very much, want things to work out, but for some reason you got 2 wounded egos clashing, right? 2 people coming together and just triggering the fuck out of each other and not knowing how to exit that toxic cycle. And it can be, but it's going to take at least one person being willing not to feed. Like, so here we have the Knight of Swords feeding into this 2 of Wands in reverse energy. Someone in this connection needs to, you know, be the one to break that cycle and remove the energy from that so that this 2 of Wands energy can redirect and correct itself into the upright position where it's no longer going to be 2 of you working against each other. The 2 of you can actually get on the same page. I hope that makes sense. Okay. Yeah. Because right now you guys are working against each other with the with the levers in the reverse. You guys are acting more like karmics than you are soulmates right now. And this is both of you. This is on both of you. For the vast majority of you watching this reading, this is on both of you, okay? Now, again, general reading. Do not come for me in the comments. You know, don't do it, because I read the comments and I keep an eye on, you know, keeping this space healthy. I don't have a problem with you guys, you know, sharing what you've been going through and stuff like that. But if you're going to go off on, you know, again, it's a general reading. Okay. So if whatever resonates, take it. Whatever doesn't resonate, just drop it. Leave it for the people that it does. All right. I love that we have, it says, you're the best thing that's ever happened to me. Right. And so even in this foul energy that your person might be, even when they're in this funky ass mood, even when they're holding, you know, this beautiful Ace of Pentacles energy hostage, they still look at you as everything they've ever wanted, okay? Whether they know it or not, because they are currently looking at you as being the best thing that has ever happened to them, okay? Tell me more about you're the best thing that's ever happened to me. Ooh, you revived them. You gave them life. They feel alive when they're with you. When things are going good between you guys, your person feels so, they feel so good. The Page of Wands in the upright position, that's like taking it back. Like you make them feel like a kid again, but in a good way, right? Page of Wands energy, that's fun. That's innocent, right? It's fun and innocent. It's flirty, but it's innocent flirting, right? It's not anything that's been tainted by heavy devil energy, right? It's not perverted. And so, oh yeah, they love you. You take them back to their childhood in some way, shape, or form, but in a good way. It's like you remind them of how things either could be, can be, have been, stuff like that. Okay, I'm serious about you and about us. Tell me more about that. I just heard, why do you think I'm doing all of this? Who do you think I'm doing all of this for? What's the Two of Pentacles here? Oh yeah, yeah. All right, so let's see, what's the other one? I just heard them say, I'm doing this for us. This feels like them. Okay, so I don't know if maybe one of your complaints, pile 2, is that they're not making enough time for you, or they're not making enough space for you, or whatever the case may be. But the Two of Pentacles coming out, this is your person saying, yeah, they're having to juggle. Okay, I'm not picking up on third party energy, but they're saying, yeah, this feels like, was it you guys that I felt, yeah, was it your guys's reading in the very beginning? I was talking about someone's distracted. It's them. I'm pretty sure it was this pile in the very beginning while I was trying to do the intro. Yeah, they're distracted. Okay, they got something. So they're having to juggle, like, maybe, or split their focus and their attention between you and something else. And I feel like maybe something like that, they're just letting you know, yeah, they're having to juggle, they're having to split time, split focus, split attention, but they want you to know that's not because you're not important to them. It's because it's whatever it is, whatever else it is they're focusing on, they're like, I'm doing it for us. Yes, they're distracted. They haven't been showing up in maybe the ways that you want them to show up. Maybe you've had a lot of the same complaints that you've been having to tell this person over and over and over again. They're saying they're trying to get a handle on it. They're trying to. That's a genuine sentiment coming from your person. They're serious about you and about this connection, and they want you to see that. And for some of you, they also want you to acknowledge that, okay? They also want you to know their true thoughts and feelings. They do love you, okay? I don't need to clarify that. Let's find out what's going on with you. Stress me the fuck out. And then I just saw the Ten of Pentacles. That may not. So it could be both. You might be applying pressure to your person and not even know it, pile 2. Because this Ten of Pentacles feels like what they're working towards or what they're wanting. And somehow, some way, shape, or form, whether you're doing it directly or indirectly, you're applying pressure to this person, right? To produce this outcome, the Ten of Pentacles outcome, which is like legacy, family, marriage, empire, right? That could also be what's very triggering to them. Because the fact that your person is seeing themselves as like, okay, having to split a lot of time and focus away from you in this connection, maybe to building that empire. Your person's not having a very good time of it, though. In terms of like, I'm picking up on energies where maybe there's a lot going wrong. A lot of a lot of stops and starts. trying to get that Ten of Pentacle energy grounded and rooted into the 3D. Yeah. Tell me more about you stress me the fuck out. The Star in the reverse. Is this a direct energy? Yeah, this feels like it's a direct energy. So what I'm meaning by that is that you are consciously, so if you are consciously applying pressure to this person, it's not having the best effect on your guys' connection. So there's a message here, and of course, you know, if it resonates, claim it, right? You can do something with it. If it doesn't resonate, or you're just like, whatever, you don't obviously, you don't have to take any of the advice that I give, but there is advice coming through, okay? If you are directly trying to pressure your person into moving a certain way in this connection, just know it's having the opposite effect. And and this can be one of the things that we were talking about earlier, things that you can do to kind of help you guys exit this vicious cycle that you guys are on, okay? So however you might be applying conscious, direct pressure on your person to move a certain way in this connection, if you would stop doing that and just release it, right? And just allow your person to move how they're going to want to move, eventually take your hands off the wheel and take your hands off the reins. You know, if you are giving your person ultimatums and, you know, whatever the case, you know, if you want what you're wanting with this person, the best way to do it is to stop applying direct pressure on them. It's actually having the opposite effect. Okay. Now, I'm not saying be a doormat. I'm not saying be codependent. I'm not saying any of those things. You know, you can let your person know, this is what I want. This is the outcome that I expect. This is how I want to be treated. And then, you know, not give them an ultimatum. Just let them know what you want, where you stand, and how you feel in terms of being in a connection with somebody that isn't yet showing up. You've got options, pile two, right? You can either, you know, let this connection go and let your person figure their stuff out, or, you know, you can kind of let up the reins and let them figure things out for themselves, you know. However, right, you're gonna know, I'm gonna trust that you're gonna know exactly how to handle this, but there is a message and some guidance coming through. Okay, applying direct pressure to this person is actually having the opposite effect. If you would let up the reins, right, let go of the wheel, you'd be surprised at how this person is going to naturally conform to what it is you're wanting with them in this connection. Okay, let's see. What about it's just a game to me? Why is that showing up at the back of the deck? And then we will close your guys' reading. Tell me more about it's just a game to me showing up at the back of the deck. Ooh, man. Okay, so again, this is energy that's leaving, okay? But I don't know if maybe, because again, we start the energy here with this Five of Swords and the Four of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. When you guys are like button heads and, you know, your wounds are clashing, they don't care if you guys break up. I don't want to say that they don't care, but again, it's that indignation. it's that energy of like, yeah, I know what's at stake, but when I'm in this vibe over here, when I'm feeling stressed out and pressured and forced to have to make certain decisions, they'd rather just not. Your person may be have a very fixed energy. What's fixed energy? Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. It's just one of those personalities where like, oh, you tell me I have to do something. It's like, even if I wanted to do it, if you tell me that I have to, I'm not going to do it. Right? There's just something very deep in your person's makeup and in their psyche where it's like, if you tell me I have to do it, like I don't have a choice, that, well, you see what I'm saying? That it's an instant thing. It's like, I wanted to do it until you told me I had to do it. Now I don't want to do it anymore. That's kind of like where they're at when they get in that vibe. But again, the more you hang back and, you know, not force your energy on your person, for those of you where that resonates, okay? The more they start to come around to your way of wanting to do things. I hope that makes sense. All right. Oh, yeah. And then we got the Six of Cups at the bottom of the deck. There definitely is. This energy here is shifting. It's just a game to me. It's definitely shifting from this to the Six of Cups energy, which is sweet. That's soulmate energy, right? That's that energy of like, if pile, whatever, however you might be applying pressure, especially if you're applying direct pressure, if you would just stop doing that, the connection itself is naturally going to morph from, you know, it's just a game to me, Ten of Swords energy into the Six of Cups energy, which is soulmate energy. You're going to morph from a connection that's taken on more of a karmic dynamic to one that's more of a sweet soulmate energy. All right, you guys, that was your reading. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again today. If it resonated, or if you got from this reading what you came here for, take a minute, if you would, smash a like button for me. It's a wonderful way to automatically donate, or I should say energetically donate to the channel. Comment below, let me know that you picked this pile, let me know how it resonated. Become part of the family if you would like by hitting that subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you don't miss a reading or an announcement. And I will see you guys at your next Pick a Card Love reading. Bye, Pile 2. Hey, Pile 3, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Michelle. We're back doing another Pick a Card Love reading. Tapping into the energy, or I just should say we're channeling through your person's real, honest, true thoughts and feelings towards you and towards the connection at this point in time. Just keep in mind, you guys, it's a general, it's a collective reading, okay? So whatever resonates, take it, run with it. If something isn't resonating, just drop it, leave it behind for whomever it might be resonating for. Already tapping into some messages. I feel like your person might be trying to clear their thoughts. I felt guided to you know, clear the energy here, which, you know, I don't always do using Palo Santo or stuff like that. I always clear the energy just myself. It's the intention that I set. But your person is really wanting to clear. Okay, so there's a couple energies. They're wanting to clear the air between you, but they're also trying to gain some kind of like insight or clarity, or just trying to get a stable grasp on something mentally. And I'm even hearing emotionally too. Okay. Anyway, so just keep in mind, it's pile 3, it's a general reading, so whatever resonates, take it, run with it. If something's not resonating, just drop it, leave it behind for the people that it resonates for. I do have personal readings available if you would like for me to tap exclusively into the energy of you and your person's connection. Check the description box for all the booking details. There are a lot of readings in the specific person category. Many of them are just $25, so see which one best fits your needs, wants, and desires. All right, pile 3. You guys were drawn to the Charoite stone. Charoite. All right, so we're looking at your person's overall mood and energy towards you and towards this connection. So we have the Knight of Pentacles showing up in the reverse, Queen of Pentacles showing up in the reverse, and then we have the King of Swords in the upright position. So possible third-party situation, possible, okay, for all these court cards being here. This can also talk about your person kind of taking a step back from things. There's that King of Swords energy, definitely gaining some clarity about something, maybe stepping back to really kind of look at things in a more logical kind of a stance. And so your person might be cutting you off. Like they might be cutting themselves off or blocking, you know, you and the connection off at the heart space so that they can look at things logically, okay? This almost feels like they're trying to get their bearings about things, trying to see things clearly, and maybe their emotions and their feelings they feel have been maybe skewing their perception of things, okay? So with them kind of withdrawing their energy, this can be them, you know, not showing up in the 3D and maybe the way that you are used to them showing up or want them to show up, okay? Knight of Pentacles, especially when it's coupled with the Queen of Pentacles, both of these being in the reverse, this feels like stalled. It's not even stagnant, it's stalled. Stalled energy, stalled movement, stalled progress, but your person, they're doing it on purpose. I'm feeling like they cut you and this connection off for the purposes of trying to gain some clarity about something when it comes to you and this connection. Let's see. You guys were drawn to the Charoite stone, so let's see if that has anything to do with it. Charoite. So Charoite is a transformational stone associated with courage, insight. There you go. Courage, insight, and clearing of emotional baggage. Yes. Okay. Yeah. You guys were drawn to that stone for a reason. It says it helps individuals face deep fears and subconscious blocks while moving into a higher heart-centered awareness. So your person could be being called into like a higher level of discernment, especially with that King of Swords being here. And emotional sovereignty. Ooh, are they feeling like they're being manipulated by you? Or maybe they're feeling like they're being manipulated by their feelings, the emotion, right? We're going to see what the rest of the reading dictates, but they might be going through some kind of like an internal shift, even if it's not fully visible yet. Yeah, I'm picking up energies of karmic cleansing, releasing patterns that no longer serve the connection. That's what your person is doing. They're trying to figure something out when it comes to, maybe they're taking a really, yeah, I feel like they're just stepping back and looking at things as logically as they can. So, you know, it's not that they lost feelings for you. They have deliberately cut them, they're blocking those off so that they can see whether or not, you know, they've been seeing things or looking at things or perceiving things clearly. Your person could, at this point in time, pile 3, think that maybe they allowed their feelings to, I don't want to say manipulate, it's skew, okay? Has skewed their view of things. I'll be honest, what just came through is they're wondering whether or not they made the wrong decision. For those of you where that resonates. For those of you where it is a third-party situation, whoever they chose, they're wondering if they made the wrong decision. Or if they made, you know what I mean? Okay, let's get into it. Pile 3's person. Pile 3's person, your honest, true thoughts and feelings towards Pile 3 right now, please. Okay, let's see. We have, I'll explain everything soon, I promise. Lost our spark. Let's start a family together. Oh, okay. This could be for those of you too where, you know, maybe you were married or you had kids together or something like that. You know, real world responsibilities could have just gotten in the way in terms of like, I don't want to say they got in the way, but you know, when you're with someone and you move things over and from just, you know, the honeymoon period to all of a sudden, you know, you start sharing bills. Okay. I don't want to say story time. That's not what it is, but we're kind of creating a background to this, to the reading of what's going on. It's like, you know, when you first meet someone, the very, you know, the very beginning where there's like very little responsibility. That feels like what's going on here. Lost our spark feels, I feel like the lost our spark happened because of responsibilities. It's like things went from being fun and light and easygoing, and I'm even hearing carefree, to okay, now it's, you know, now we're married, we, you know, we have kids together, mortgage, bills, businesses, blah blah blah. All of a sudden, you know, it went from being something that was very fun, I'm even hearing casual, playful, and carefree, to now it's something that's almost like too much seriousness got in the way, right? Too much. This is kind of like the responsibilities kind of sucked the life out of this connection, whatever those responsibilities might be. Okay, for many of you, there's something here about starting a family together, but we'll see. Let's get 3 more. Pile 3's person, your honest, true thoughts and feelings towards pile 3. If this is a third-party connection, very possible, you know, it's a third-party triangle between an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and then maybe 2 earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. One of the third parties could be younger, right? You might have 2 people in this third party that are like around the same age, and then you might have somebody that's significantly younger, by like 8 to 15 years younger. Let's see. You know, and it could be too, like that Knight of Pentacles, you know, if you have kids together, that could be representing your guys's, you know, your family together. That could be a child, an older child though. All right, let's get 3 more. That's kind of getting on the specifics. Yeah, we aren't right for each other. Let's get 2 more. That's part of like what your person's really looking at. Your guys' compatibility, more than just sex to me. Oh, maybe that's all you guys have morphed into. Like roommates who have sex. Like the sexual spark is still there, but outside of the bedroom, you know, outside it, like the only place where the 2 of you are able to have that spark is in the bedroom. Outside of the bedroom, it's just, yeah, things have fizzled out outside of the bedroom. Taking on roommate vibes. Let's get 1 more. And for those of you where, you know, you haven't gone to that point with your person yet, you haven't gotten married, you haven't started kids, you haven't whatever, you're not splitting bills and stuff like that, this could be like what they're afraid of, okay? How they're afraid of things like unfolding. It's like the more time we spend together, this could be a fear, or this could really be what's going on in your person's head. It's like the more time we spend together, the more time I realize we're not right for each other. Yeah, we have great sex, right? But I want more than that. I want more from my connection than just, you know, just experiencing that spark in the bedroom. I want to experience that spark not just in the bedroom, but in the outside as well. Like literally, your person's thoughts and feelings about the connection is either it's lost its fun, it's lost its luster, okay? Or they're afraid that that's what's gonna happen. if you guys spend more time together, okay? Let's get one more. Yeah, this came out sideways. At the back of the deck, we got let's do this. Let's find out what that's about. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, you guys. Hope that didn't scare you. Let's see. So, we got please talk to me on one side, and it says enjoying the silence. So, I mean, there's a part of your person, oh yeah, it says I'll explain everything soon, I promise. Okay, so they are going to reach out to you at some point, but it may be, let me see, what timing do we have here on terms of, because they might be withholding, I was going to say communication, but conversation. Okay, so there's definitely a conversation that your person knows the two of you need to have. They're not quite ready to have it yet, though. And the fact that this is coming in like this, it says, please talk to me, enjoying the silence. They're not really looking forward to whatever this conversation is going to be. Okay, we'll get to it, though. I'll explain everything soon, I promise. Tell me more about that pile 3's person. Okay. They don't know what they're going to do yet. That's what it is. Your person needs to figure out, there's a lot of things that your person feels they need to figure out when it comes to you into this connection pile 3. And while they're in this state of trying, first they're trying to figure out whether or not the two of you are even compatible. If the two of you are even on the same page about some things. And then when they figure that out, then they got to figure out what they're wanting, willing, or going to do about it. Wanting, willing, or going to do about it. When they figured that out, what they're going to do about it, or what they want to do about it, or what they're willing to do about it, that's when they're going to reach out, okay? They're needing to get, or that's how they're feeling. They're wanting to get all their ducks in a row. Tell me more about, I'll explain everything soon, I promise. They don't want to refuse you of the life that you want to have. They don't want to hold you back. They don't want to, you know, they're not wanting to keep you from living a life that you love. But what they're trying to figure out is whether or not they're going to have any role to play in that, okay? I'll be honest, what's coming through for some of you, your person is trying to figure out whether or not to stay in this connection with you. But I mean, it's not coming from a malicious space. They're really trying to figure out, like, is this the best thing? Is this in the best interest of me and, you know, pile 3 and anyone else who might be involved, whether it's a third party that involves another romantic interest, or if it's a third party that just involves family or something. It could very well just be family, the family that the two of you share. Okay, they're not wanting to get in the way of any opportunities, whether that opportunity is going to come from them or if it's going to come from someone else. Okay, tell me more about Lost Our Spark. Why is Lost Our Spark here? Tell me more about Lost Our Spark. They lost their motivation. Yeah, that's what they're saying. Anything else for anything that Tarot wants to say? Yeah, there we go. With the 9 of Wands in the reverse. This is an energy of giving up. But let me see. It doesn't have to be. Nine of Wands in the reverse. Clarify that as it's clarifying loss or spark. Oh, yeah. The King of Wands in the upright position, yeah. Okay, because King of Wands, just fire energy when it's in the upright position, I mean, that is the spark, okay? But this is your person not putting any more of their personal spark and energy and motivation. They're full of it. Your person is, when I say full of it, I mean they're full of passion, they're full of energy, they're full of spark and motivation. They just don't feel inspired or motivated to put any more energy into this connection. It's not coming from a space of them being bored though. It's almost coming from a space of them feeling like any kind of energy they put into this connection it's not yielding what they want or what you want even. Okay? And so this is them like just putting their hands up in the air like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to put any more of my energy into something that's just dead, that's not going anywhere, right? It's like watering a dead plant. And they don't want to do that anymore, okay? At least in this point in time. And so, yeah, and then we had the Seven of Wands show up at the back of the deck. They got their guard up. Especially when it comes to pouring any more of their inspiration and their energy into it. Tell me more about let's start a family together. Whoa. King of Wands again. Do they already have a family? This is going to vibe for those of you where maybe they already have kids, or one of you already have kids, but not with each other, or you have kids, or this is like a blended, or it would be like a blended family situation. I don't know if you're not getting along with their kids, or they're not getting along with your kids, or something like that. What's going on here with let's start a family together? Because for a lot of you, I feel like that's already in the making, or again, that could be a fear. Yeah, there you go. Competition, okay? So, you know, this is going to be a very specific message. I mean, not really. Okay. I'm going to give you both. For some of you, if you have kids, or if there are kids that you guys have but not with each other, something about feeling like they're in competition, okay? Or you feeling like you're in competition with their kids, or them feeling like they're in competition with your kids, okay? Competing for what? Like, you know, time, attention, focus, all that stuff. And this could also be for those of you where that's not the case. This is your person having fear that if the two of you were to have a family together, that it would cause like, you know, some kind of conflict. Not like heavy or bad conflict. You know, it's not the Five of Swords. It's the Five of Wands. It feels more like, you know, yeah, competition, but it's nothing like, you know, it's just competition. It could be some conflict too. But feeling like somehow having a family together is going to stir up some kind of conflict or resistance or something like that, okay? Yeah, and then we got the Six of Wands in the reverse showing up at the back of the deck. Okay, for those of you where your person may... Oh, I just picked up on some dominant Leo placements. Your person may want and need and crave being the center of attention, the center of, like, you know, the universe, the center of the world and stuff like that. Now, that's natural Leo energy, okay? When Leo energy is in an evolved space, yeah, they love being in the center of attention, right? but they also understand and realize they're able to handle that want and that desire in a very healthy way. Leos can just be very natural leaders and stuff like that, but when that energy is not evolved, it then goes from I want attention because I need validation, and that almost feels like where your person might be coming from, possibly. Now again, they're showing up in the King of Wands in the upright position, so this doesn't feel like they're in the dysfunctional aspect of that energy, okay? This may just be a fear that they have, like, if y'all were to have kids together, or if, you have a blended family situation that you might be working with, or you are working with, that situation is like getting in the way. It's dimming their light in some way, shape, or form, okay? They're not getting the attention that they want and that they feel that they deserve. Or that's their fear if the two of you were to start adding, kids to the mix, okay? Tell me more about we aren't right for each other, Pile 3's person. Why is this here for your thoughts and feelings towards Pile 3? Ten of Wands reversed. Clarify the Ten of Wands reversed. Ooh. Wow. Okay. Oh, and there's a King of Swords at the upright. Okay. Your person feels, and it could just be the connection itself, like the connection is too burdensome. They're always feeling like, disaster is just around the corner. Not just disaster, but catastrophe, okay? Maybe your person feels, again, this is their thoughts and feelings. It doesn't mean that it's accurate, right? But as far as they feel like maybe they've had, like the connection itself is going to take it's too much responsibility. That could resonate for those of you where maybe they don't have any kids and you do, right? It's like taking on this connection with you to your person. It's like, it's a lot to them anyway, okay? Or that could be their fear. Again, though, they're trying to see things as logically as possible with the King of Swords in the upright position. This is them, for those of you where none of this is like in play right now, this is them. This is what they're mulling over. This is what they're thinking about. This is all the things that they're like, okay, they're projecting themselves into the future. Like, okay, if I go in this direction with Pile 3 in terms of like, we make this an everyday a connection. If I wife Pile 3 or marry Pile 3, what is more than likely going to happen? What if, we get together and we move in together, we start splitting finances, or even if it's just, maybe they don't, it's not so much split in finances as it's like, okay, their workload's going to increase, can I afford, all of this? There's just something about responsibility. You may even be someone that's like, I don't mind, paying my fair share of stuff, especially if, it's a blended family kind of a thing. But your person is looking at this as like, for some reason, they're seeing this connection as like if they were, like it's adding responsibility onto them. Increased finances, increased workload, whatever, right? That's just kind of where they're at least at this point in time. Again, they're in the process of like I want to say overthinking, but it's not in a bad sense, because again, King of Swords showing up twice now, both in the upright position. They're just trying to look at things in a common sense and a logical way, okay? They're not trying to be led by feelings, especially not trying to be led by sexual desire, and trying to be look at things very logically and in a common sense manner. Like, am I up for the responsibility I'm thinking this connection is going to you know, land on me, right? Tell me more about more than just sex to me. But with we aren't right for each other, what that feels like is like what they're saying is taking you and this connection on, as far as they're concerned, might be more responsibility than they're wanting to take up. Okay, that's what they mean by we're not right for each other. Tell me more about more than just sex to me. Ooh, King of Wands in the reverse. Tell me more about the King of Wands in the reverse. Oh, they might even be blocking that off. Okay, so they do enjoy that with you, right? But again, that could be something else they're withholding from this connection as well, because it could very well be that when your person gets in that energy towards you, it's like all logic and thinking and common sense goes out the window, and it's like, yeah, you know, I don't care if, you know, pile 3 has 8 kids and, you know, $1 million in debt and blah blah blah. Whatever, right? I want that D, or I want that P, whatever the case may be. I want that wand, or I want that taco. Right? They're trying to look at things logically. And so, yeah, they might even be blocking the sexual energy and the connection off, because they really are trying to look at things from a very logical perspective, okay? They may also be afraid of, like, getting you pregnant, because I just saw the Ace of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck with that, too. You know, but I mean, that could still also be a dream for them. They may actually be like, God, you know, when they allow themselves to be lost in their passion towards you, right? And when they do allow themselves to tap into their heart space, they can see, there's a part of them that can see forever with you, because that's really what happens when you have kids with somebody, usually, right? You're going to be in that person's life forever in some way, shape, or form, right? You're going to have a tie to that person for the rest of your life. And so there still is a part of them that either still wants that with you, or values that they currently have that with you. If you have kids with your person, that they don't regret that, right? They value that. For those of you, though, where you don't have kids with this person, that is definitely something they still want, but they're still questioning. Like they're trying to King of Swords that desire, right? Trying to work through it. It's like, yes, I want it, but is it logical? Is it common sense, right? Is it the best thing? Because they're thinking about things from all different aspects and angles. They're thinking about the children, that if we did have children, what kind of a life would we be able to give those children together? They're really thinking about all of this stuff hard, pile 3, okay? What's going up with this energy? Let's see. Please talk to me, and then enjoying the silence. Tell me more about this energy here. There feels to be some trepidation in their energy when it comes to reaching out to you. Almost like they're expecting a certain kind of a reaction to, right? From you, I should say. Tell me more about the Page of Pentacles in the reverse. For those of you where, you know, that this has been a point of contention, either starting a family, which can include getting married, they're not reaching out to you right now because they don't have an answer for that or about that yet, okay? And they're almost expecting you to bring it up, or they are fully expecting you to bring it up. Tell me more about the Page of Pentacles in the reverse, clarifying this energy here. For a lot of you, this feels like your person's fear. Okay, King of Wands in the reverse with that too. Yeah, they're not putting any energy or effort or attention or action into calling you yet until they know what their next step is going to be. Tell me more about Let's Do This showing up at the back of the deck, and then we'll close your guys' reading. A lot of this feels like it's centered around starting a family together. So, you know, getting married and or having kids or blending families. That feels like, and with the Page of Wands showing up in the reverse, this kid, it feels like it's tied to kids, okay? Oh, there's something that's sticking them up with that. Tell me more about what is Let's Do This talking about? Let's do what? That could be talking about kids too, but the fact that it's showing up at the bottom of the deck, that could explain a lot. Is there anything else about Let's Do This? What is that in reference to? Let's do what? Okay, they're saying that's in reference to let's start a family together. So let's get married and or start a family together. That's moving in, right? That's what they're trying to figure out whether or not they're going to do. I am hearing them say they want that if they could have their perfect world version of that. If they could have a version of that where it's not going to max them out on resources or max them out in terms of like responsibility. They're just very hesitant about that. They're very hesitant about starting a family together, starting that kind of a life. It's not that they don't want it. There's something they're not quite able to reconcile at this point, and I feel like it has everything to do with what we saw down here with we aren't right for each other. It's that energy there. Your person is associating a lot of like taking on extra responsibilities than what they might be wanting to take on right now. I'll be honest, they're having a hard time finding the value in starting a family, getting married, living together when it comes to this connection. Okay, I'm hearing them say to themselves, do I want to take all of that on? So I don't know what responsibilities they're feeling that maybe you might bring along with you, but they're trying to figure out, like, is it worth it? Yes, I love pile 3, or I want a future with pile 3, and they're being very logical about they're factoring it all in. You know, it may be like it's not just pile 3, it's pile 3 and pile 3's kids from like a previous relationship. It's pile 3 and pile 3's debt. Or it could be pile 3 and pile 3's expectations, right? If you are someone who wants to be, you know, take on more of the feminine role in terms of like, you know, you don't want to pay half the bills and stuff like that. They're just looking at things like that, right? It's a general reading, so whatever resonates, just take that. But that's just kind of giving you an idea where your person is at, what they want. You know, your person is feeling like what they want might be being influenced by, you know, sexual passion, and they're trying to like step away and be like, okay, what is logical here? What's the common sense thing here, right? Because they're having they're having like that passion, right? They're like, what if we lose that spark because of all the responsibility, and then all we're left with is just responsibility and no fun? It's kind of one of those things. All right, pile 3, that was your reading. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again today. If you got from this reading what you came here for, do me a favor, if you would, take a minute, smash the like button for me. It's a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. Comment below, let me know what pile you picked and how it resonated. Become part of the family by hitting the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you guys don't miss a reading or an announcement. And I will see you guys at your next pick a card love reading. Bye, pile 3.